What's going on, everybody? My name is Dangernation. Welcome to Sports Capital's YouTube channel. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe on everything that we go on here. We have a free Discord that we have tons of information for all your DFS needs. I personally go with football or esports, but we got everything there from hockey, basketball, to NASCAR. Definitely check it out. It's in the description below. And what we got going on today is going to be DFS for the Thursday night football game, the Cowboys versus the Saints. And just a disclaimer, this game is a bit of a quirky one because there's just so much left off the table. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean, we have a ton of players that are questionable, and there's a lot of stuff circulating in the news for a lot of players. Mainly both of our starting running backs here with Alvin Kamara and Ezekiel Elliott. We don't know if they're playing. And if they are playing, we don't know if they're 100%. Yeah, I'll be going over everything that's going on here. We're going to act, though, that everything is fine and that they are at 100%. I'm just going to go player by player, and I'll probably put like a little asterisk at the end of it. Be like, but again, we don't know if they're playing. So, yeah, you know what? Let's just jump into it, and let's just jump right into the quarterbacks here. As you can see here, that this is information that we pulled from DraftKings, along with a bit of like our own numbers in here on what we think is, basically the best choice. And I do apologize for the pricing here. It is the captain choice if you go into showdown mode. But nonetheless, this is what we got. A little asterisk. There is news circulating that Taysom Hill will be playing instead of Trevor Siemian. He is about the same price, though, at a 9,600 instead of a 94. So again, for this game, you're probably going to want to punch in your lineup at the very last minute just so you have the most accurate news. So that's what my advice is for the game. But all right, again, let's jump into it. Dak Prescott. We got Dak Prescott here, and he is going to be at a pretty much like $12,000 for it. He is by far the best quarterback on the slate, and I think you do need to go expensive for this one because we just don't know what we're going to get with Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill. And with everything going on with New Orleans Saints, they're just not a good team this year. Their defense is lackluster, and I think Dak Prescott is just going to tear open this Saints defense here. So I think Dak Prescott is obviously the safest choice, and that's also why he's the most expensive person on here. Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill, again, we just don't know who's going to start here. It sounds like they're leaning towards Taysom Hill. With that being said, if you need to go cheap and because you want to go more expensive on your running backs or wide receivers and whatnot, and because for tight end position here, there's not much to go on either, you may want to go Taysom Hill. That's the only reason why I would advise that, just because you want to overload on your other positions here. But in my professional opinion, quote unquote, I would definitely lock in Dak Prescott here. I think he's worth the price at 12,000, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I think this is going to be an easy game where he's going to score at least like 30 points against this team. I feel like this is going to be really one-sided because, well, you know what? I'll make my point when we go over to the running backs because I feel like this game is going to go very much in the way of the Dallas-Atlanta Falcons game. I feel like the Saints offense is very similar to the Falcons. As in, they have a very dynamic running back. If Kamara does play, you could definitely put like a 1-to-1 to Alvin Kamara and Cordell Patterson. Would probably steer clear from Alvin Kamara because again, if he is playing, he's coming off a really harsh injury, and we don't know if he's going to be at 100%. And we don't even know if this team is at 100%, like with these quarterback changes right now. So it'd be a little suspect to start Alvin Kamara this week. And equally a suspect is Ezekiel Elliott. We know he has had a knee injury going on for at least like what sounds like a few weeks, even before their bye week. Recent reports are saying, hey, we're all in on Zeke. He's gonna play. They were thinking about maybe sitting him for a week just to rest up that knee, but Zeke Elliott never said he got asked to step down for a week or anything like that. But that's where some of the good news comes in, because if Alvin Kamara doesn't play this week, again, he is questionable, and again, you do want to check where these guys are going. Very last minute, again, make your lineup. I think you can definitely start Mark Ingram. He is a tried and true running back he's not at 75. I think he's probably in the 5,000 range. But nonetheless, I think he's great at that price, the 5,000 range. And Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard again has shown week after week that he is a very capable running back. Unfortunately, he's the backup. But we do see that even though they have split drives, both Zeke and Pollard, but that Pollard is very capable of running the ball and scoring and catching and everything like that. I said this last week too, and I stay with it. If you want, you can stack both Zeke and Pollard and just get the full running game. And personally, that's where I think this game's going to go to. I think it's just going to be a run game with the Cowboys too. So I think both of these would be a great pick. And if Zeke doesn't start for whatever reason, if he does decide last minute, like, hey, I'm going to rest, I think Pollard's a lock in at the captain position if you're looking for advice on that. But yeah, that's my advice on the DraftKings running back. Moving on to the wide receivers here. It sounds like CeeDee Lamb is going to play. He didn't play last week because of the concussion protocol, but again, CeeDee Lamb would be, I think, like the obvious choice here, but he is super expensive at 10,000 here. Amari Cooper is still up in the air. He is very questionable from what I've been seeing on reports and all that. He still isn't. He said himself he's not even at 100%. It's a little worrisome about Amari Cooper with everything going on. Like, he's having a hamstring issue before. Now he's got COVID-19 for a few weeks now. So I would stay clear from Amari Cooper even if he is active. It doesn't sound like the safest choice. But what I would go into, and this is where I think you can definitely go cheap with some wide receivers. Not saying that, you're going to get a lot of gonna get tons of points with these guys, in the upper 20s, but you will definitely get like 10 is definitely at the bottom here with Ty Montgomery and Humphrey here. They have been targeted by Trevor in the past couple of weeks here, and they have been close to the 10,000 mark. Obviously, that's not the most favorable thing, but I mean, if you're strapped for cash on these lineups because you're going to go heavy on whatever position, especially if you do Tony Pollard Zeke stack, yeah, this is where you would go cheap right here. We did talk about last week with Adam that we definitely think Gallup and Cedric Wilson are great ads. These guys are going to be like mid-tier in like the 5,000 range. Gallup, I think, is like, he's 6,800, so that's a pretty good price still too, if you want to start with Gallup or Harris. And who knows, maybe like Zeke with Gallup and Dak has definitely made more of like a connection with these guys and probably been doing better with them. I mean, Wilson, I believe this is his rookie year, did great last week. Same with Gallup off of his injury too. He looks great. I think these are really good plays here. Now on the Saints sides, I already talked about Ty Montgomery and Humphrey. Oh, man, it's just so scary. We don't know what's going to go on with like the QB position with Saints. Obviously, Callaway would be probably the lock-in for them. I'm not too sold on Smith, but Callaway definitely has been like the number one target for the Saints offense. If it isn't Alvin Kamara, obviously. Definitely something to keep in mind. And when we go to tight ends, this is where it gets a little more suspect because we have Dalton Schultz at a very expensive. He is not that expensive. He's at 7,600. For the last 2 weeks, Dalton Schultz has been the number one target for the Dallas Cowboys. That is without CeeDee Lamb. Just to let you guys, just to remind everyone. I feel like this is another lock-in because the New Orleans Saints don't really use their tight ends. I mean, you got Nick Vannett. He just hasn't. I don't know, man. It's a little. What is Nick Vannett out here? Yeah, he had to step in. I guess someone got injured. I haven't been too keen on what's going on in the Saints tight end position, but if you're looking to save some money, I mean, Nick Vannett is 36, and he's only been targeted twice in the last 2 weeks, and one of them was a touchdown. But they got blown out by Buffalo and by the Philadelphia Eagles too, which is why I'm like, if you can't tell in this video, I'm heavily leaning towards the Cowboys in this because I think they are going to run them over. Again, I think this is going to be a repeat of a Dallas, LA, and the Falcons game, even though it is at New Orleans home. I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting game to watch. What Troutman's on IR. Johnson, how did he's doing? He hasn't done anything either. Man, steer clear from the tight ends on the Saints side. You definitely want to find room on your roster for Schultz because these other New Orleans Saint tight ends are awful, man. And on the defense, again, from what I think this game is gonna go, I don't think either defense is going to be. You know what? You could go. Cowboys for sure because they're at like 4,400 right now. Steer clear to Saints, even though they're 600 cheaper. Cowboys defense though has been very hot or cold like throughout this whole season. They're either the best defense in the league or they're just letting anyone score against them. But if you're looking for something good around the 4,400 range, I definitely think actually I would probably go with the kicker. Actually, go with Zerline instead of the Cowboys. $200 cheaper, save you some money. But all right, guys. That is my thoughts on this Thursday night football game coming up to you. Let's get some money out there, make some good picks. And again, feel free to look at our Discord. It's a great free resource. Everything that you see on the screen right now is from the Discord and usually comes up the day of the game. But yeah, man, those are my final thoughts. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys Thursday.